Antoine Daniels explains why he isn't pro-black.
I hate when I see businesses that say it's a black-owned business. I'll be like, oh, so you just trying to get a leg up because we the same color? Man, I don't know who the fuck you could be beating your wife in the other room. I'm supposed to give you my money just because you black? I don't know what you doing in your spare time. All of the people, listen, the dudes that carjacked me in Detroit, they look just like me. They look just like me. Now, that don't mean that I'm supposed to look at another black person and say, oh man, you bad because they carjacked me. But I evaluate each and individual person based off of who they are, not what the color of their skin is, because I done seen a lot of finessers look like me. It's just flat out. Some of the greatest opportunities that I ever got in my lifetime was based off of somebody. It was a pale white woman. A pale white woman was brighter than them lights, and on her dying wish on her deathbed, I was working at the University of Michigan, and she did some of the greatest things. She died of cancer, and I think it was leukemia or something like that, but she wound up dying of cancer, and one of her dying wishes before she passed away was she ensured that I got hired in as a permanent employee because I came in as a contractor. She made sure that I got the best benefits, the best package before she passed away. Now I'm supposed to forget her and forget what it is that she did to me, or she did for me as a good person, and try to say that she lesser of a person than the motherfucker that tried to carjack me?
This is why racism and white supremacy continues to flourish. Because we've been so psychologically damaged as a people, whenever a white person does a good gesture, they automatically become our saviors. And this is why Marcus Garvey says what must be done for the African must be done by the African. It reminds me a little bit of the Denzel Washington movie when he played Malcolm X.
Excuse me, Mr. X, hi, I've read some of your speeches, and I honestly believe that a lot of what you have to say is true, and I'm a good person in spite of what my ancestors did. I wanted to ask you, what can a white person like myself, who isn't prejudiced, what can I do to help you and further your cause?
Nothing.
The best thing that white people can do for black people is stay out of our way. We are not a helpless people. We don't need handouts. We don't need charity. We just need you to stop practicing racism, white supremacy. But this is how racism, white supremacy functions. It plays both sides of the coin. White supremacy plays the villain and the hero because they actually cause the conditions that have us living like this. But then they turn around and do things like this. And this ultimately confuses black people. At some point, you have to realize that Batman, who's supposed to be the superhero, is no different than Joker, who's supposed to be the villain.
A friend of mine asked me recently, was I going to go see the new Batman movie with him? And I don't respect the concept of Batman because of what I understand about politics now.
Sorry, what?
I'm going to lay it out for you. Rich dude owns a corporation,
yes,
has state-of-the-art equipment,
yep,
and he uses this to beat up on street-level crime. He doesn't mess with the industrialists or the super capitalists, the Murdochs or the Trumps. He rather just fuck with the purse snatchers on the corner.
So the good white person is really no different from the bad white person. It all goes back to power and control. Ultimately, the bad white people want to take your fish. The good white people want to give you a fish. Nevertheless, this all goes back to power over. White people must control and dominate the way we view them and also the way we view ourselves. In conclusion, the open, hard-handed racist wants to rule you by force, and the liberal, good-hearted racist wants to rule you by compassion. But the overall premise is the same. They want to rule you. And sometimes they rule you by doing good deeds for you.
He said, "Don't worry, my name's Uncle Bob." He was white as snow. Them motherfuckers that hopped over me was blacker than me.
Was he a cop?
Yeah, he was a cop, and my life was saved by a white man. I don't know what racism is. I know a good motherfucker named Uncle Bob, though.
In fact, the best way to enslave a Negro is to get him universal. Yeah. I'm for all people. That means he can't be for himself. He even feels guilty about being for himself. Yeah, you tell him, look, let's act in terms of who we are. Oh, no, I'm for all people. Which means I can't commit myself to what? To anyone else. But you see, when other people have already got the scheme set up, what you're for all for doesn't work for all people, though. It seems to always go to what? Particular people.